Hello everyone, this is Johannes.
And this is Uno.
And you are watching Board Gaming Ramblings.
And today we're taking a look at Sierra West.
Which is a game designed by Jonathan Pack-Cantin and it's published by Board&Dice.
It plays from 1 to 4 players in about an hour.
Yes, that's correct. And if this is your first time on this channel, then please subscribe to it because it's free and it makes us happy.
Yay!
Also click the bell button to get notifications every time we put out a new video.
Yes.
Yes, let's talk about this game.
Yeah, let's do it.
This is kind of like something. This is a really great start of a sentence. This is a Euro game with a Western theme.
Yes.
So this game has some pretty neat concepts. It is a card-driven game. So you will be using cards every turn. You're gonna have 3 cards in your hand, and those cards are kind of multi-use cards. They have an action on top and they have some different kind of slots down below, because on your turn you will be placing them you will see it in a picture. You will place them on top of your mountain board to kind of show the mountain, to build a mountain, and that will show different kind of paths for 2 workers to move across. And depending on how you place the cards, of course, some things will show and some things will not show. That's kind of how you plan your turn. So then you will be using these 2 workers to basically move on those tracks, to get resources, to build buildings, to build small cabins for your player board, to get special abilities, and so on and so forth. And there's some like negative things, some bears and all of that. And when you come to the end of the path, then each of the workers can do an action. If they don't come to the end of the path, maybe they don't want to go past the bear, then they're not going to get to do that action. And those actions might also be moving on tracks to get different benefits and scoring at the end of the game. This game comes with 4 modules, and each of them are pretty different, so we're not going to go into like the details of all of that. But in the basic, that's what you're going to do. You're going to place 3 cards, you're going to move across the paths, do actions to optimize your income of resources, to use the resources in the best way possible. You can also move your wagon up on this board, also going to net you points. The farther you are with your wagon, the more points you're going to get on these tracks. It's basically a multiplier. So you're going to multiply where you are with the wagon, with how far up you are on each of the tracks, and that's kind of like one of the biggest ways to get points. You'll also be moving up this kind of mountain, a cascade of cards, and if you are on the top card, you can basically get that card into your deck. So there's kind of like a small deck building element here, and that card will have then, you will get points for having these cards. Also those cards will have new actions and new paths to walk on with your workers, and you're basically going to continue doing that until the game ends. And the game ends when you have filled up a row of like 6 cards, which are the specific cards for that module, which will be in that Cascade Mountain. And when you filled out those, then the game ends, and the player with the most points is the winner.
Yes.
That's it, right? Yeah. So, does this game have a rule book?
It has.
It has, and it's right here.
Wow.
I have it in my hand. This is a
You knew it all along.
I didn't know it had a rulebook. I'm sorry. I was tricking you there. This is a pretty super long rulebook actually. It's 31 pages of rules, and that is a lot for a game that's pretty simple. Like, it's a pretty light, simple game. But the reason is that it's a very thorough rulebook. It's a very good rulebook, and it has all of the different modules. So basically, you have, like, in the beginning, you have all of the rules, and then coming back in the game, or back in the rulebook, you will have, like, talking about all the special abilities, all the common abilities. You will be able to have all of the different modules. Is basically have their own 2 pages for each module, and they will show you how to set it up and everything that you need to know about the game. So it's a very good rulebook. I enjoy this. I give this rulebook a thumbs up.
Yeah, that's your rating system for the rulebooks now?
Yeah, okay, I'm gonna give this rulebook. What can be a rating system for a rulebook? Like something funny. Be funny. Yeah. That's kind of like the best thing to say, like, no, fun. So I'm gonna give this rulebook.
You can say it rules, I don't know.
I'm gonna give this a rulebook rating of a 5 centimeter ruler.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
So like it's from then it's like at 7 and 8, an 8 centimeter ruler. So it's up to 10.
Okay.
Let's talk about the game. Yes, this is a game, and it has artwork and components. And what do you think about those artwork and components in this game? Because it has it.
I think that it's quite decent. I think it's good quality cards. I think it's really nice artwork. Just looking at it, it looks pretty, and also it's really functional. I think it's cool that you're building a mountain with your cards.
Yeah, it looks nice.
That's a nice touch.
Yeah, I like the artwork on everything here. I feel like it's nothing amazing. It's nothing that's going to be like, wow, this is so cool.
No.
But it feels like it's kind of a cartoonish kind of way to make a Western game.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't feel like the gritty Western, like the Old West. It's more like a whimsical version of the Old West, but that fits the game. It would be strange to have like a super like Hollywood gritty version of like, oh, the beer is bloody and all of that. That wouldn't make sense really. So I
Yeah.
feel like the artwork here fits the game. The components is good, as you say, nothing special, not too much to say really. It works and it's good, nothing amazing.
Yeah.
So we have played this game with 2 and 3 players. And what do you think about those? It's taken us with 2 players talking about an hour. The box says that the game's like 40 to 60 minutes, and no idea how we're gonna be doing that. 3-player game we played was 1 hour and 25 minutes, and that means that the 4-player game is gonna be probably. It might not be too much longer because it's like the same cards.
Yes.
I think the card pyramid is slightly different with 2, 3, and 4 players, but it's not going to be like a huge difference. So I think maybe between an hour and 50 minutes, an hour and 30 minutes, especially if you played the game before, which isn't too bad.
Yeah, I think that is nice for 4 players.
But
And
we
it
haven't played
feels
4 players, so we cannot talk about that.
That's true. But I feel like it doesn't overstay its welcome, though it's a little longer than it says on the box. I think you could get down the time so more than we have done so far. And also, it feels like kind of fast because you see the mountains cascade of cards just disappearing before your eyes, and you want to grab a few of them, so you don't really like dig into that deck building mechanic that much.
No, it's really not deck builders. It's just like a small element, a way to get points and some new cards, basically.
Yes.
It's kind of more like a Concordia where you're going to get like a few cards, not a deck building game.
Yeah, I agree.
To build on your strategy and build on what you want to do and that. Yeah. So yeah, I feel like it's a good length. I feel an hour is good. I feel maybe an hour and 30 minutes is starting to get a bit long. I feel like if it's longer than that, it's going to be really long because it is a pretty light game that shouldn't go pretty quick.
Yes, I agree.
And when turns go quickly, I feel like if you play it again 3-4 players that I have played before, that's going to be a problem. But just remember that like the first time might be a bit slow if you're playing with more players. But I think maybe I like 2 the best.
It doesn't change up that much from 2 to 3 players. You on the other player's turn, you can use one of your action dudes.
Action dudes.
Yes, meeples. You can don't go to one of your cabins that give you special abilities. If you choose not to do that, then you can on your turn, if you have an animal card visible, then I can get that animal for a resource, kinda.
If you catch the animal.
Yeah, you catch the animal. And if you catch a lot of animals, that is good for you on a specific action. Yeah. And you can also use one resource to go up on the same track as you did or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
there
is some interaction, and you get a little more
possibilities.
things to choose from when you're playing with more, but nothing more than that.
No, but basically because you cannot do it both times. Because if you have a rabbit and I catch the rabbit, I cannot catch another animal on another player's turn.
Yes.
So it basically doesn't change too much. And I wouldn't mind playing it with 3, but I wouldn't really want to play it with 4. Like, I don't see a reason for doing that. And if I want to play it again, it's going to be 2 players because that's an hour and it's quick and it's better that way because there's really no reason to play with more players.
No, I don't need it, but it works well at 3 as well.
Yeah, and I think if you can get it down to like an hour, it's going to be fine with 3. Yes. So let's talk about the gameplay here because like all of these things, you know it, everybody, if you've seen our videos before, these things doesn't mean anything if the gameplay is not fun. So how fun is this game?
I think it's not overwhelmingly fun. It's not like, wow, yeah, look at that animal that you caught. Yes, cool. It's not like that. I think it's cool, the little puzzle with your cards. It's not super hard to figure out your puzzle, but it's nice when you get like some things like you wanted to. So you get like up on that track and you do some bonus things on the side. Maybe you can actually make a cabin for your dudes. yeah, when we're talking about
Cabin for Dudes. That should be like a new movie.
yeah, we should do that.
Cabin for Dudes.
When we're talking about the cabins, I don't feel like those are the most interesting part of the game. I feel like I'm just filling those up to get some points at the end of the game. I feel like I rarely use them because before you're going on this trip with your dudes, then you can go to a cabin before that. And he has to stay on that cabin all the time to have that special ability. And that is hard to do, I feel like.
Yeah, but I feel like I've used them quite a bit, and I feel like they are a good way to enhance your strategy. One reason to get the cabins is to not get -3 points, which you get for each cabin you haven't filled out.
I think that's nice.
But that's kind of like feel like a Uwe Rosenberg thing. Like you need to get these things and fill them up, or else you're gonna get negative points. But I feel like they can be really powerful if you get the right cabin, because the worker there are two different workers, and the worker that has to be placed on the cabin is of course the opposite of the worker that could use the cabin. So you have to plan that, and when it started, so you can only use like one cabin on a turn. If not, one of them can be used in the beginning, and you can swap them out. And I feel like they're adding a bit, but there's no mechanism here that really blows up everything.
No.
Like I feel like it's the thing that I agree with you. Like the thing I enjoy the most is the puzzling. I'm trying to optimize the 3 cards you get. And in the beginning I was like, oh, only 3 cards. Really, there's not so many options. The game comes with a variant to play with like 4 cards, but they said don't do this if you not play the game like a lot, because there's going to be so much more possibilities.
Yeah, that's true.
And I agree with that, like because then the game would be a lot longer and wouldn't be really fun. The thing for me is that I don't mind usually like games which is mostly going up on tracks, but this feels like a game where you're just going up on tracks.
Yeah, it feels kind of like that. The thing with placing of the cards is a nice distraction from that, but basically you're just trying to get up on tracks. There's some ways to get points otherwise, depending on the version variant thing.
The module.
Yeah, thank you. That you play.
English.
And I have enjoyed most of those. I'm not like just this is boring and this is fun. I think all of them works. But nothing mind-blowing either. I'm not like super excited, oh, let's play the Apple one again. The Apple one was fine.
I think they feel like different enough, so if you like the game, you will enjoy the variability here, because there's a lot of variability with those modules.
Yes.
There's 4 of them, and you can probably play them like 2, 3, 4 times each before you're getting good at it. If you really enjoy the game, I think there's a lot of replayability here.
Yeah.
Maybe not for me, but for people who like this game a little bit, a lot. There is a lot here to play, and I like that it does what a module should do. Doesn't change up the rule too much. Just adds a couple of mechanisms, or does it a bit different with a twist. And I really like that.
Yes,
but like in all, it feels like it's just get resources and move on tracks. And as I said, in some games that can work really well. I think it works well here, but it's not making me. It's not making me like, oh yeah, let's play this game like you said.
Yeah. I'm ready to go to final thoughts, actually.
So yeah, let's do some final thoughts. Boom! You can start, I can start, you can choose, I can choose, you choose.
Yes, I'll start. Yeah. I think this is an okay game. It's solid. Nothing more to say about that.
Yeah.
I think I'm a little like finished with it now. I think I've played it enough. I think I would say yes if someone will play it with me, but I don't think let's play this myself. And I'm going to give it a 6. It's a decent game, but just too many games out there, I guess.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like I said what I need to say. Like it has some interesting mechanisms. I like the modules, but when things come to an end, they're like, that doesn't make any sense. When all come, like, this is in Norwegian, makes sense. I can't speak Norwegian because then really few of you will understand what I was saying, and it would make no sense to have this channel.
All in all, like?
Yes, that's like all in all. That's what I wanted. Can I say that in English? Yeah.
Yeah.
So all in all, I feel like it doesn't do anything new. I don't need that, but I feel like here it just works. But it doesn't excite me, and it won't.
Yes.
If I sat down and played it now, I would be enjoying it.
Yes.
But I wouldn't choose to play it, so I'm basically in the same boat as you. I'm gonna give it a 6 as well. It's a solid game, but maybe not the perfect fit for us.
Yes, but the card thing is cool. So
Yeah.
if you feel like this is a game that you might enjoy, then go check it out. I think it's worth a look-see.
So that's the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Johannes.
I'm Sunniva.
And you've been watching Board Gaming Ramblings, and bye bye.